What is EDC? Well, EDC stands for everyday carry, and it's things you carry with you every day. So on me right now, I have a Buck brand knife, this old worn out flashlight that I actually found, a very worn out Paracord keychain that we made in a different video. We'll link to that in the description, and this Timex watch. So today we're going to be making a Paracord watch band. This idea comes to us from Storm Drain. He's a popular Paracord blogger, probably the most popular on Paracord EDC. So with that, let's dive in. So for this project, you're going to need some 550 cord, about 4 feet of it. You can get away with a little bit less if you're experienced at making the diamond knot or toggle knot. And then for your 95 cord, you'll need about 14 to 22 feet. And that's a big window, but it does depend on the width and the length of your watch band. Since mine is a 3/4 inch, I'm going to need closer to that 14 feet. It'll help towards the end if you have a type 1 fid, but that's not entirely necessary. And then I'll be building it on a jig set up with 2 posts. And again, not entirely necessary, but it does speed things up and it holds things still for the video. We'll be using the 550 cord to set up the framework of the bracelet. And so you can find the middle of your 4 feet. I've got a little bit more than that here, so I'll just leave it attached. But there's our 4 feet in half, so 2 feet long. And we're just gonna loop one end around a peg. And then in the other end, we can just tie an overhand knot for now. It doesn't need to be any particular length. And then stretch that on your jig. And then we'll bring in our 95 cord, and we can cut that into 12-inch lengths or 16-inch lengths, depending on the width of your band. Since I'm making a 3/4 inch band, I'll be cutting it into 12-inch lengths. So if you want to just cut one to start with, that's fine. And then you know if you have a little bit of extra or not enough, you can cut it a little bit more exact the next time. Cutting that first one down to 12 inches. And then just like usual, you want to fold that in half. This watch band is pretty unique because it uses the Cobra weave, but sideways instead of the length of the bracelet. So these are going to act like our 2 buckles in a bracelet. And we're going to cow hitch it onto one side. I'm going to do the side closest to me. And it doesn't matter where in our framework we put this right now because it can be slid after we're done. So latching it onto our bottom cord there, bring it over the top of the upper cord, and then just like always we splay out our weaving strands to each side and begin doing the Cobra. I'll just do one knot to anchor it in place. You want to cinch that down nice and tight, and then you want to bring in our watch face and check that it's the right width. So you want these 550 cords to just go in the edge of your pins there. This little example that I made ahead of time has what it would look like. This is a 1-inch band on this one, and you can see we have 3 complete square knots in the middle, so 3 bumps on each side. I'll pull one apart from the rest, you can kind of see it there. And then over here, I have a 3/4 inch band, and that's what I'll be making. So we have 2 full square knots, so 2 bumps on each side. So since that's where we want it, we'll just keep on doing the Cobra weave. It's a little bit trickier to get in there with the 95 cord sideways like this, but that's why we're making it out here, and then we're going to be sliding it down to the right side. So there, our first one is done. I know it's hard to see on that above camera there. It's a little bit tiny, but if you don't know the Cobra weave, I would definitely encourage you to check out our video on that topic before diving into this project. We can cut our ends at this point. You can finish it off however you like. You can clip them right where they are, like I usually do on bracelets, or Storm Drain actually likes to tuck them underneath the back. I'm going to kind of do a combination on this project. and take it off of my jig for a second and flip it over to the back. And there I'm going to loosen the last knot. And then tuck that cord underneath, the one that's pointing upwards, and then cinch that down. And that way our ends are always on the bottom and you won't see any of those melt marks on top. So you might have noticed in that last time lapse that I did the middle one upside down, and upside down meaning I did the cow hitch on the other end, and that's just so that I don't have the repeated cow hitch along one side. It keeps it a little bit more symmetrical that way. So we're going to make some more of these, but before we do that, we're going to do the sideways one for the closure, and that looks like this. I found that if I just leave a loop on the end like this, the diamond knot tends to slip out. So if you have a little bit more of a neck on it, it's going to hold onto that tighter. So it's going to be just like we did for this, except we're going to do it around the center strands, more like a traditional paracord bracelet. So I just did 2 full square knots, and that's enough to hold it in place. You can slide that down until it's about a 3/4 inch loop. Then you can cinch these down right up against it. Now we're going to go ahead and make some more watch links to fill out about 3.5 to 4 inches from the tip. Alright, so we're at just about 4 inches. For me that was 7 links. And now we're going to go ahead and add that watch face on before we get any farther. So you need to take it off your jig and undo that overhand knot that you did just as a placeholder. And then we're going to thread both ends through the watch. The actual length you'll make the second half will vary on your wrist size, but you just want to finish it up as soon as you get to a length that's going to fit around your wrist, touching this side. So if I were to put it on right now, you'd want to keep on making links until we get to right here. At that point, we'll make a diamond knot in the end or other toggle knot to finish it off. So there we finished up our watch links. I ended up only needing 6 of them on this side, where I had 7 on the beginning side. I really like to use the toggle knot rather than the diamond knot, just because it feels more comfortable on my wrist. So that's what I'm going to use. So we'll make that and then check the size on our wrist one last time before we cut our ends. So to make that toggle knot, just put both cords alongside each other, and we can make it up here just to make it easier, and then we'll slide it down once we're done. Make a loop across the front, like that, and then with our left side cord, a loop across the back. And with that cord in the back, that's now on our right side, we're not going to come up through the loop, but we're going to go down through. And then just the opposite on the other side, it's going across the front, and so we're going to go up that loop. Just pull the ends tight, and that is our toggle knot. So now we'll just slide that down closer to our watch band before we check it on our wrist. So I'm really happy how this turned out in the colors I chose. I liked the look of it on Storm Drain's blog, and I think it definitely lives up to the pictures that he took. A bit cooler than the watch band that this came with. Both have their pros and cons, I guess. This is a little bit higher profile than the nice flat band. But all in all, I would say definitely worth making yourselves if you are into Paracord EDC. As always, we'll put links in the description to where you can find materials for this project, and I would definitely recommend checking out Storm Drain's blog as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.